Welcome back to United Real Estate Capital. This is going to be a quick block of instruction on no-cost refinancing, what it is, and how to get one. Let's jump right into it. Section A of your loan estimate. You'll see the origination charges. These are the lender's fees and discount points if you're going to be paying points. Section B, these are fees you can't shop for, like appraisal, credit report, flood certification, etc. And Section C, these are fees you can shop for, like title and escrow. The lenders have a certain degree of control over the origination charges, not necessarily the points, but the lender's fees. So we might not even charge you lenders' fees. Sections B and C are third-party fees. Now, the lender doesn't really have control over these fees, so they have to be paid by somebody. That somebody is going to be either you or the lender, or maybe both. On a $500,000, let's say a $400,000 to $500,000 loan in California, these Section B and C charges could be about $1,700 to $2,300. So let's just say about $2,000 for the Section B and C charges. So what happens to those fees? Those fees are either added to your loan amount, paid out of pocket by you if you can't or don't want to add them to your loan amount, partially paid for with a credit, or totally paid for with a credit. The fees can be partially or totally paid for by a credit, as outlined in the last two bullet points of the previous slide. Now, where does this credit come from? Well, this credit can either come from the interest rate that you choose, the lender, or both. Let's jump into the credit for the interest rate chosen. This is a rough example of the rate choices behind the scenes. You typically see one rate advertised, but when you get in contact with us behind the scenes, we're looking at anywhere between 11 to 13 rates. So I've broken it down a little bit to explain roughly how it works behind the scenes. Essentially, the lower the interest rate, the higher the fees. And the higher the interest rate, the lower the fees. So starting down here with the 3.5, I put this mock $5,000 in fees, and as you work your way up, it gets lower and lower, $3,500, $1,700, until you get to the middle section here. So this section is where there are no points and no lender's fees. But as I mentioned in the previous slide, the B section and C section charges here could still amount to about $2,000 on a loan in California. That's about $400,000 or $500,000. So you can choose a higher interest rate to pay for some of that $2,000. You choose a 4%, you'll get a $600 credit, and that'll take a chunk out of those $2,000 in fees. This rate, get a $1,300 credit, and that'll take care of over half of those fees. And this rate, you'll get a large enough credit to take care of all of those fees. So that's how you pay for those fees with a credit for interest rate chosen. Next, we'll talk about the lender credits. Banks, mortgage companies, and brokers are allowed to give you a credit to compete for your business. It actually is regulated. The feds or regulators want us to treat everyone as equal as possible. So we can't just give out a credit to this person and give out a credit to that person for no reason. It's regulated. There's 6 reasons why we can lower cost if lowering a cost are available. And one of those reasons is competing for business. And if you get a credit from us as a way to compete for business. This credit can be used to pay for a portion or all of the costs. Now, these lender credits are not always available. Some lenders price aggressively from the beginning, like we do, so there's no room to move. Or the available credit might be too small to have an impact on the cost. If it's only a couple $100 and you have $2,000 in cost to pay for, it's not going to do much help. But it does not hurt to ask. So always ask. If you never ask for a credit, you'll never get one. So whether by way of a credit for interest rate chosen, a lender credit, or a combination of both. Let's say you chose an interest rate with $1,000 credit and the lender gave up $1,000 and that paid for everything. Whether you do it one way or the other, or a combination of both, you can get a true no-cost refinance where there are no fees added to your loan. Okay, this is different from some lenders that advertise. You'll hear them on the radio that they advertise, oh, no fees out of pocket. They say it really fast and they kind of camouflage it with other slick words, and they make some people believe that there's no fees. No, there are no fees out of pocket. They're just going to pack all the fees into the loan. This is no fees, period. Why do a no-cost refinance? Well, reason number one here, if you plan on selling your home but you don't know exactly when. If you pay fees for a loan and you move, you might not have stayed in the house long enough to recoup the fees. Like say back on this example, let's say you did this loan with $3,500 in fees, but your savings are like $2,000 a year. Well, you'd have to stay in there, wait maybe a year and a half or so to recoup this cost. If you move in 6 months, you've just wasted the money you spent on refinancing. That's why if you don't know when you're going to move, a no-cost loan could come in handy. Another scenario would be the rate pricing dropped down after you refinance. Let's say you refinanced 7 months ago. Now rate pricing is lower and you want to take advantage of it, but you paid fees on the last loan and you don't want to pay fees again. Well, a no-cost loan would come in handy. Or third scenario would be you believe rate pricing is going to drop soon, whatever it is. Maybe you're good with the market, or you have some inside information from somebody and you're pretty sure rate pricing is going to drop down soon. But you don't want to miss out on the current rate pricing just in case you're wrong about the future price drop. Well, you can go ahead and do a no-cost loan. That way, if pricing drops down in a few months, you could refinance and you didn't lose anything. In summary, getting a no-cost loan is not something you do because you hate the thought of the idea of paying fees, or you think the lender is taking advantage of you, or you just want to stick it to the man. In accordance with the loan originator compensation rule, which I mentioned on several other videos, we get paid the same no matter how much you pay in fees or what interest rate you choose. You can go to consumerfinance.gov. You can type into a search engine CFPB, Loan Originator Compensation Rule, and it'll take you to this spot where you can read about it, and you can see this is federal ruling. We can't get paid based on the interest rate or fees. I hope this quick video helped you understand a little more about doing a no-cost refinance. Please come back and get some more good information from us when you have a chance, or visit us at www.urecapital.com or unitedrealestatecapital.com. I'll have some links in the description. Take care and hope you have a wonderful day.